Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic episode of SuperShares powered by CUE. My name is Joe Marquez, Director of Academic Innovation for CUE, and we are super excited that you are here for Spring CUE Week for us with these extra special SuperShare episodes. What is Spring CUE? You may ask. Well, you can ask because to me, it's one of the greatest events in the year. When I was an educator, Spring CUE changed my life, and I'm hoping we have educators ascending on Palm Springs March 21st, 23rd, and their lives will be changed as well. But beyond amazing presentations, beyond amazing connections, we have amazing vendors that are going to be there, that have products, that have services that truly can change what it means to do websites and communications within the district. And we have one of the best here with us today. So I want to make sure that you are all introduced to my friend, Ali. Ali, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. I would love for you to introduce yourself and tell us about Edlio.
Thank you, Joe, so much. Thanks for having me here. So excited for this week here in Palm Springs. My name is Ali. I'm the founder of Edlio. We founded the company in 2011. I'm dating myself here a little bit because we wanted to make it as easy as possible to communicate with the educational communities. And I didn't feel like it was easy. So, we have so much to do as educators in a school environment, and reaching out to parents is super important. But if it is a big task and if it is very complicated, it is very, very difficult. So that's how we started with just school websites in 2011. April of 2011, so it's going to be almost our 13th birthday in a couple of weeks, and now 20,000 schools later, here we are. It is a unified platform, not only websites, but it is the whole suite of communications and payments. So think of it like your website, your apps, your mass communication systems, as well as payments attached to it. Any surface area that has a parental-facing area, that's you will find Edlio.
Well, I think this is pretty amazing because, I mean, you know, I like to think back. I started in education in 2008, and a lot of websites were clunky. A lot of districts were trying to do it themselves, or they would try to like take something that somebody else did and make it fit, and it was difficult. It was difficult. And for you to come into the space and say like, hey, look, I have an idea and I think I can provide something better. Tell me about that. Tell me about that first foray into going into school saying, hey, let me show you something.
Yeah, I mean, it started many, many years ago because my best friend and I, we experimented with building our own high school website. And it was for fun, you know, to just, it was early days of the internet, and but it actually changed the trajectory of how websites should be. It should be automated. It should be easy to use. And when at that time, when you look back, people were using things like Dreamweaver, Front Page, like web authoring tools. And, you know, educators need to be focused on the kids, not learning HTML, CSS, and things like that. Is there a way we can put in like a translator in between so that they don't have to worry about the clunky stuff, but make it super easy to just put the events of the school calendar up, put some news and announcements, put teacher pages, class pages, and that should not be a burden. Anybody should be able to do it without any difficulty. So that was the premise. And once we presented that to a couple of educators, like, yeah, we just want to focus on the kids and not learn HTML authoring. So it became a business out of that.
Well, I love that because, you know, having a tool that is easy and intuitive to use, it means it becomes usable. It means people are more likely to add to it. Whereas when you kind of leave it up to the educators, they go, oh, I'm going to try this one. Oh, this is what I'm used to. And then, oh, this is what I'm used to. And that may be nice for the educator, but then we have to think of the parent aspect of it. The parents go to your webpage and one teacher has this one and one teacher has this other one. And this is located here and this is located. It can be very frustrating as a parent trying to navigate a website. And I think your solution, creating an easy to use interface that is easy to navigate by the parent, but easy to create by the educator, I think that is gangbusters. I think that was, I mean, that had to have been like this huge relief right? You from the schools you were working with, right?
I mean, as educators, we are this week going to be seeing all these educators. And, the one thing that we don't want to get calls from is the parents, right? Uh, an, un, an angry parent, an upset parent, a confused parent is not a good thing. And we want parents to be uh, part of the team, of the educating team, right? And if the math teacher is using Weebly, the other one is using some ancient Shutterstock or something like that, and another one has a Google Sites, what am I to do as a parent? It's too complicated, right? But if I can have one place I can go to get all my stuff and support my kids' education, I'm a happy parent now. So you got me on your side. Okay, everything is organized. I know what I'm supposed to do. The homework is due tomorrow. I know what it is, and I have to also pay for that field trip, and I already did because it was on my mobile phone very easily. So I think as we progress through this journey, we're learning that also we have to serve the parents. Because once the parents are taken care of, they're also better partners in terms of their educational attainment and helping out with their kids' educational attainment. So that's the premise. And we've seen that time and time again. If we can make it easier for parents, everybody wins.
I agree 100%. As a teacher dealing with parents and as a parent of students and going, yeah. I agree with that 100%. And the website is usually like the first form of communication between a teacher and a parent. And I think you were saying Edlio has moved into communications as well. Can you tell me a little bit about that evolution from websites to more types of communication from districts, schools to parents?
Absolutely, Joe. The website is the front-facing existence of a school on the web, right? So like just like our brick and mortar building, when I go type in Poway Unified School District and I will see the website of Poway, it's there, right? So but that is an active action by the people that are interested in the community to find the school's website, the district's website, and then from there you get the information that you want. That's very natural. That's how we shop for schools, for communities where we're going to send our kids, right? So here you see the Poway Unified School District's website. So as soon as I Google Poway, I want to move there, I check out this website, I get an idea about, okay, these guys are ahead of the game. They're presenting the community. I want to live there. I want to send my kids there. Now, once I'm part of that community, I move there. Now I have to do certain things for my kids' educational attainment, right? And now it is personalized information about my children coming to me. So I have a early dismissal on Tuesday, only 6th graders. Okay, I should get a notification telling me that, right? Or there is a special fundraising event just for the 8th graders. I should be getting that for my 8th grader. So now we're talking about specific information related to my kid coming actively to me, asking me to do something, whether it's to pay something or sign up for something, sign up for volunteer opportunities, whatever it is. So website is, yes, that's the window, that's our real estate area on the web. But then I, as a parent, have responsibilities, things to do, and I should be getting this pertinent information directly on other channels as well. One of them is the app notifications. So for that, you can use Edlio's Access app, or you can receive it through mass notification systems such as our broadcast, which will get it to you as an SMS message. So again, we need to find the people and the pertinent acts directly without much burden to the parents. Again, it always comes down to ease of use and accessibility.
Yeah, I mean, you can put the information out there, but it's hard if it's hard to find. It's not going to matter how great that information was, right? Or if you have so much stuff that you go there and it's overwhelming, it's like I don't know where to find anything, right? And so exactly. I guess the next obvious form of evolution is get it straight to them via an SMS, a text message, that kind of thing. And I can see that happening. And I love what you said about like if it's an early dismissal, it's on the website. Parents should know, but they may be going about their day and totally forget. And so to be able to get that nudge, I think that's a beautiful thing. It's an important thing. right? What if your son or daughter is playing baseball or softball or a sport, and that sport is canceled for the day because of bad weather or it's too hot for the heat index? The parent's not going to know. If it's on the
Nope.
website, are they visiting the website? We have no
No.
idea. If that text message comes to them, they were like, they thought of me enough to send me this message so I can take care of my child. And that's you doing that, you create a successful school community, right? And that's important. And I applaud you for that.
Thank you, Joe. No, that's so kind. But I think we are so busy, right? People have jobs, multiple jobs in some cases, right? And we want to be good partners to our kids' educational attainment. And then at the same time, I cannot just dig through 500 pages of web pages to find this information. So it has to be easily available. We have the technology today, so the information should find us, and that's what we do. So and we try to, and there's still so much more to improve, right? To make it even better, even easier. So that's what I'm excited for the future, of course.
No, being an expert in this field, I would love to ask you the question, like, what do you see as the most important or successful forms of communication coming from a district or a school to parents? You know, is it email? Is it a text message? Is it they download the Edleo app and they get notified there? For you, what do you think is the most successful form of communication that you've created to have that information for the parents?
That's a really good question, Joe. It really hits the issue. Actually, the most important element, in my opinion, and I'm quite biased on this, is the quality of content. So, and relevance of it. So let's say, imagine you bought our broadcast system and we're sending messages out, but every day there's a cookie sale, there's something happening, etc. And I send that 4 days in a row to the parents. Fifth day, you can assume that I'm starting to ignore it, maybe push that junk button, right? So that's why we have multiple layers. So if you use our newsletters for that kind of stuff on a weekly basis, then I can read, while I wait for the taco truck about the sports team successes or fundraising efforts, etc. Things that are not urgent. But for things like that canceled baseball game you were talking about, for that, I want to get that text message. And then once I get that text message from the school, I know this is important and I need to act on it. But it shouldn't be reserved for my cookie bake set, right? So that's why you want to have that layered approach, and your content should be, and you should be very careful, not only using these tools, but also as you're sending out the messages, what rises to the importance of sending the text message at the highest level, or an automatic phone call, or just an email. And I think school districts have learned that over the time really, really well, and it comes natural. So we just have to provide the tools that make it as easy as possible to provide that information. But I think in order of importance, it should be text and email and newsletter and website, so that the parents are not bombarded with information. Because the worst thing that we can do is disengage them by information overload that is not immediately relevant to my child.
No, I nod my head and smile when you say that, because again, as a parent, I get the cookie sales constantly, right? And we get the signups for the various sports academies constantly, and it gets to the point where you're like, is this important? Is this for my child? Do I need to look at the rest of this message? And it becomes to me like white noise at that point, like and then I might miss something that is important and relevant because I've kind of pushed it off, like, they're sending something every day that's not relevant to me, right? So I love that you said that, because I feel that deeply every single day.
Maybe it was lost between two cookie sales, and that's not good.
It's not good. It's not good. It's well, speaking of cookie sales, you said that you also take payments as well, right? And I find that fascinating, because I see, okay, website creation, awesome. Communication, that goes hand in hand. And then when I heard payments, I'm like, well, that's usually a third party, but communications can accept payments, and websites can accept it. It's actually a beautiful connection that I never made, because it's sleek and it's all in one, and schools collect payments. So why not have it all from an all-in-one service, right?
I, Joe, I mean, I think you just got right to the point, right? So the issue is we're communicating, and we as parents have duties. So we have to do certain things, bring the kid there, pick her up, etc. But also, let's say there's a field trip to the Natural History Museum. I have to pay for it, right? Or there's an after-school activity, or there's a dues for something in school, laptop fees, whatever that may be. It is part of the things I have to do for my kids. So it is really a close adjacency, but it can be such a bureaucratic nightmare. Do I accept Stripe? But then how is the reporting going to work? Does it
Yeah.
tie into my accounting system? Do I collect cash and check, which is weird? And then after COVID, nobody wanted to do these things. So it has to be some kind of touchless payment, right? A credit card, anything. So it was very natural to expand to that area. And we're seeing increasingly parents unwilling to pay with cash or check, which is a big problem. It is difficult to do. It's difficult to manage. And if it's difficult for the district officials to reconcile at the end, right? I have seen Panzer tank like cars going into school buildings collecting cash. So that should not have happened. Or you have a very enthusiastic group of folks that are collecting GoFundMe or donors choose type of things, which is also outside of the control of the school district, where we cannot really account for correctly in the accounting systems, the tie-ins, right? So it was a natural extension from communication to payments, and that's how and our customers told us this. So as we were experimenting with the schools, we built that feature quietly and launched it to 50 schools without any marketing around it. And they started using it for different things. Golf outing, pay here, sign up, pay here. So it is so versatile. It is so easily pluggable to any place that we have surface area for parents, from within the email, right? From any place. So it makes the lives, again, of this time, not only parents easier, but also the district accounting departments and the officials, right? Like to control the flow of money and the accounting of it, and then assigning it to the correct categories. So it was a natural extension for us. So I'm really excited that we did it, and then we continue to iterate on it.
Yeah, I mean, I love it because I'm picturing the time that the school contacted me and said, hey, you owe $15 for something. I'm like, okay, how can I pay? And they go, well, you have to come in and give us cash.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to take no. So I had to go and pick up my daughters and then find a parking spot and then get the daughters out of the car, have them come with me to the office, pay them on, and then get them all set up back again. And then, I mean, I was like, I wish there was an easier way. And I wish I can say, hey, I know this company you can contact that'll make it easier for you. It's again, when parents are happy, they are more willing to be a part of the school community and offer their assistance and help. When they're perturbed, they just want to pick their kids up and leave, right? And you create not only communication, right? You create community, right? You create understanding, and you create it all in an all-in-one kind of ecosystem. And I have this graphic here that shows all the things, right, that you have and offer. Right. You have your website services. You have your mass broadcasting, your mass messaging services. You have your online payment services. You have your mobile app where all that can be done and accessed by, with schools and parents. I mean, it looks like, it doesn't look like, I know it. It's a well thought out plan with use at the forefront. Teachers at the forefront, parents at the forefront, and it's something that needs to be brought up. Because do you ever, and you don't have to answer this, but do you ever go to a school websites and go, oh, I can help them so much?
I do. It happens to me sometimes. There's 138,000 schools in the United States. And so there's a lot of, I go, I wish we could work with these guys, right? But it is difficult to institute change in schools and school districts, right? And I like it. I like the challenge, and visiting schools have been the biggest joy for me. I enjoy it tremendously. I've been to over 2,000 schools so far, and so you get to learn. You get to learn about day-to-day problems, and then maybe we can build solutions for them. So, but yes, it is really rewarding work to talk to educators, because this is our next generation we're working towards, right? These children, they need to be educated. They are going to be the next generation's leaders. So we have to support them, and we have to also support the schools and the districts with giving them tools that are so easy and delightful to use that they will become more successful in return. So this is, again, this philosophy of win-win for everybody. So I'm every day very excited working with schools, and it's the best choice I made for myself.
Well, you know, you said something very important, that change is very difficult to enact. But I have to tell you, the educators, the administrators, the IT directors that attend Spring CUE are at the forefront of change for their school. So all of you that are going to Spring CUE, all of you that will be there, please visit Edlio at booth 527 and talk with them. Talk with them about your frustrations you may have with your website, your communication system, or your payment system. Talk to them about how utilizing their pantheon of resources, they can not only change the lives of your teachers and your students, but your school community in general. Ali, I appreciate you so much. I enjoyed talking with you. I could talk with you for hours. I absolutely can.
Me too, Joe.
But I know that we'll be able to see each other, or at least Edlio team, at Spring CUE this week. And I hope everybody comes to your booth and just chats with your team. I've chatted with your team leading up to this, and they are a joy. This has been one of the highlights of my week. And I'm sure there's going to be more highlights with Spring CUE coming up. But I do want to say, you know, I appreciate your time. I know you are an extremely busy individual, and thank you for taking the time chatting with us. Thank you for taking the time of sponsoring and being a vendor at Spring CUE this year. And I just thank you for the work that you're doing, because you are changing, you know, communication for the better. And I think that is fantastic.
Joe, thank you so much for having me and for the lively discussion, as well as the very, very thoughtful questions. And you just hit the heart of it. And so excited for this week at CUE.
Excellent. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Ali, thank you so much for being here. And everybody, if you see us walking the halls, give us a high five, because or an elbow bump or fist bump, whatever you prefer, because we just want to know that you're having a great time at the conference. So thank you again. And we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, everybody.